Healthcare Basketball Coaches Call-In Show by Sosa. Since 1974, Haynes Total Healthcare has been proudly serving the Chillicothe community and surrounding counties, providing exceptional care to over 50,000 patients every year. Whether you're seeking chiropractic care, physical therapy, or nutritional guidance, we've got you covered. From athletes to seniors, from pediatrics to geriatrics, we treat patients of all ages, helping you live pain-free, stay active, and feel your best. With a place in the top 1% of clinics nationwide, you can trust that you're in good hands. We're open 6 days a week, ready to serve your family for years to come. Haynes Total Healthcare Center, where healing happens for every stage of life. Call for an appointment today or visit us at hayneshealth.com. I'm Jeran Cox. I'm joined here tonight with my co-host, as always, Matt Hoops and Christian Spradlin across from us. Going to be getting some coaches in there tonight, but we're here to talk some basketball tonight, Matt. And, it was really a big game out at Unioto High School. And the more I thought about that game, that big SVC matchup, Unioto versus St. Trace, it was almost a must-win for Unioto, in my opinion, to kind of keep serve or whatever. And I know you were there, and I was just going to give you a chance to talk about what you saw tonight.
Yeah, it was a typical St. Trace Unioto game, low scoring, hard fought. The first time I think since fifth grade that I've had to try to find a seat in the stands, which was difficult, but it was packed. It was a great atmosphere. Both teams played extremely hard. A lot of times when that game's played, it's not the most pretty game, so to speak, because the defensive intensity is so intense, and that was kind of the way it was tonight, low scoring. But Unioto kind of was able to take off in the fourth quarter and extend their lead, and but it was back and forth. Both teams had leads of anywhere from 4 to 8 points throughout the game, and just it was a great game.
Yeah, I was able to watch some of it on YouTube here. The video through Sosa, and it was a very interesting game. Like, it was almost a game of runs, even though it was very low scoring. Like, Unioto would take the lead, then St. Trace went on a 7-0 run, and then Unioto went on a 4-0 run to close out the half and extend the lead out a little bit. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. Very physical game, and it's the first time in a long time that you've seen St. Trace run a zone. And I thought that zone was effective for them. You got Gunnar McCullough down inside. You had Grady Stewart with some good length out there. Noah Houston, Landon Robinson, he does a good job for him. But I really felt like what changed the game to Unioto's favor when Blake Fitch went out and had some foul trouble. I really felt like Blake Hoops, he did a really good job, not just scoring a couple baskets, but got it down inside to KB Perkins to kind of separate themselves in the fourth quarter like you were talking about.
Yeah, he ended up having the ball in his hands a lot, especially in that fourth quarter. I thought the switch to zone by Coach was huge because Unioto was up 22-15 going into half, or in the second quarter, and then going into half, they were stuck on 22, and probably 3 or 4 minutes into the third quarter, still stuck on 22 before they were able to kind of figure that zone out, make 2-guard-1 and make that extra pass and get the ball inside and score. And, like I said, it was a tough physical game. Points were hard to come by. Both teams I thought played really, really hard. And it was, like I said, it was just a really good night.
Yeah, I thought Unioto's best offense there for a while was their defense. Getting rebounds out in transition, and they caused a lot of St. Trace turnovers tonight also. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by Waverly girls basketball coach John Bonifield here on the Haynes Total Healthcare Basketball Coaches Call-In Show, sponsored by Sosa.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo-Hio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Welcome back to the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show. For a variety of healthcare needs, including chiropractic services, physical therapy, nutritional guidance, dry needling, stretch rehab, corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, and more, turn to Haynes Total Healthcare Center at One Health Drive in Chillicothe or call 740-772-5957 or visit Haynes Total Healthcare online at hayneshealth.com. Now we are joined with Waverly girls basketball coach John Bonifield, who he's in his 16th season there at the helm. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on being there that long. It's really hard to have a long tenured coach. I know Coach Hoops is over there. He was about that same time frame.
17 years.
It's rare to see a coach stay at a school that long. So what's the secret?
I think just being surrounded with great people. Administration and players and coaches, so makes my job a little easier, but proud of what we have down there and what we built.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. Kind of just transitioning over to your team this year, you guys are off to a pretty good start, 4-3, and I think you guys had a pretty big win over Miami Trace a week or two ago, 67-64. Last night. Yeah, just talk to us a little bit about that game.
Well, it's kind of different from what we have been playing. Normally we have a slow first quarter. Got off to a really good first quarter, struggled in the second quarter. I think scored 4 points. But typical what we do is respond after a bad quarter and finish a game scoring 67 points. So as you can tell, we like getting up and down the floor and causing a little chaos, using our athleticism to our as one of our assets. So we like to get out and play full court, man-to-man, a little run and jump. But we like getting transition. So that's what we feast on. And we've been fortunate to put a lot of points on the board. I think we just got to maybe work on defense a little bit better.
I think maybe the one thing that can be misleading, you're talking about maybe working on your defense and giving up 64 points, but when you play that style, right, you're going to have more possessions, and so other teams are going to get more shots, and you're going to score more points that way too. But we're going to talk to one of your really good athletes here in just a minute. But talk about just the depth of athletes that you have, and how that benefits you and the way that you guys want to play this year.
Well, we will play anywhere from 7 to 10 girls, depending on the matchups. I think last night we played all 10, just to give people breathers, and that helps for our main starting 5 to get them a breather every now and again to keep their energy up. But our goal is, we always talk about going into a game, it's a marathon for us. It's not a sprint, so don't worry about the first quarter, the second quarter. Let's see how it works out in the third and the fourth quarter. And thus far, we've been pretty dominant in the fourth quarter. So we think it's working. But we put in the work and the effort, and we just use our length. Again, we're not tall, but we feel like we got a lot of length and girls that can jump, and we just use that as to our advantage. And again, try to speed teams up. Some of the teams we played aren't used to playing at that pace, and you can see as the game goes on that wears them down a little bit, and that's part of our game plan.
Coach, do you see, do you see with that pressure, and I'm sure you talk to your girls about this in terms of, you may not get a steal, right? But quick shots, I know when we would press some, we would talk all the time about forcing teams into quick shots. So is that something you guys, kind of talk about and rely on with your pressure?
Oh, absolutely.
Forcing quick shots?
They bought into knowing that we're not going to get a steal or a turnover every time, but if we can generate 2 or 3 turnovers every 5-6 possessions, that gives us extra attempts to get in transition, which is what we love to do, and give us those extra opportunities. So we know we're not going to turn it over every time, and we're going to probably give it up some on our own because we like playing fast. But we live with those results because we think in the end that gives us the best chance to win.
Going into each game, do you guys have like certain goals you try to get? Like you try to create so many turnovers, or I'll use a football term here, points off of turnovers. Talk about maybe what some of your goals are each game.
Oh, we have a whole board that it really. I'll give my assistant coach Mark Hanna props. I mean, we have a whole board, probably 12, 15 items, anything from turnovers to what we call stops, turkeys, which is a new phrase for us this year, getting 3 stops in a row. And we go through that checklist, and we know if we get majority of those, we probably either won or we were in a game. Gives us ourselves a chance to win a ball game. So, but it's right there by our dry erase board, right? Big one. I mean, we have a big one and a smaller one, and all those are listed, and we change them by who we're playing. Our goals change based on, like I say, our opponent, and we're doing a good job of that this year. But that was something new we tried this year, and I'll give Coach Hanna some props on that.
Yeah, and flipping over to offensively, Coach, what type of offense do you guys like to run? You guys do like a continuity, just a bunch of quick hitters? Just talk to us of your philosophy offensively.
Well, we kind of struggle learning plays as a unit, so we keep it basic, but we do a good job of movement, basic motion, 5 out, 4 out, 1 in. We have a few quick hitters that we'll go to, but overall it's a motion offense, and they seem to respond and thrive on it. You'll talk to Paige here in a little bit, but we got 3 slashers with Paige, Karis, and Sadie, Royster, Karis Reisner, and so they create shots for the other girls on the floor as well, but they like getting downhill, so we use that to our advantage as well.
It sounds like it's one of those offenses where you're teaching your kids how to play, right? Instead of running a certain play. And the reality of that is, some people think, oh, they're not practicing plays in practice. But the reality is, it's basically almost like a read and react offense. Like you're reading how the defense plays you, whether maybe you're curling off a pick, maybe you're popping out for a 3, backdoor cutting. Just talk about what type of drills do you do in practice to teach your girls what reads to make?
Well, a lot of times we'll go 4-on-4, or a lot of times 5-on-5, but like I say, I'm surrounded with some great coaches, so we typically pick 1 or 2 to talk to, each of us, so that way as a group of 5 on offense, there's 4 of us, so 4 of the 5 are getting talked to. So we teach them, hey, if they cheat over the top, go back door, if they're trailing you, curl. So everything, we just work on that in practice. This is constant, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, full court. just anything to get them to start thinking basketball and reacting. Actually, we try to take the thought process out, actually, and just react, and leave the thinking over to the side. Because when we think a lot of times, we overthink. So we just want to use our athleticism. So that's the goal in practice.
That's kind of one thing I was going to mention is, do you think by playing so up-tempo, it basically takes the thinking out of it? You're just out there really just playing the game, especially when you're turning your defense into your offense, and the kids can just play. That's got to be advantage to you guys, and the girls have to like playing in that type of system.
Oh, we think so. I mean, who doesn't want to play up tempo when you're a guard? I was a guard, so and that's what we're really built on as guards. So again, anytime we could get in transition and just run the floor and make the reads easier. Now we're playing 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 instead of 5-on-5, and I think they like that style. And I think if you watch us play, you'll see. Yeah, we may turn it over, but it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. Like when I think about some of the teams, or, from around this area that have been pretty good in the past, maybe they haven't excelled as well in the tournament as maybe what I thought. It always seems like, and maybe Coach, you can jump in on this a little bit too, but it always seems like as the season goes on, they kind of slow down. Maybe they try to run a more methodical offense, get in more sets instead of just kind of letting your kids play. Mm-hmm. You just kind of slow them down. I feel like that holds them back a little bit.
No, I agree, especially with our team. One of our pregame speeches all the time is, and they hear it all the time in practice, my goal is I don't call out one play.
Yeah.
I just want you to run out there and play basketball and feed off one another, learn who's got the hot hand, feed that person, play as a team. And but anytime if we have to sit there and call out plays, it's probably not going to end well for us. That's just who we are. So get out there and run and play basketball.
And honestly, Coach, that's a credit to you, because I think too many times coaches want to be too involved and too hands-on, and it kind of restricts players from doing that. And, as a coach, and over the years you've probably learned this, that, sometimes the less involved you are in terms of the actual play of the game, the better off your team is, because they're just out there, like you said, just playing the game, which is, it's hard to do from a coach's standpoint, but, credit to you for being able to do that.
I could tell you my first play sheet was probably 3 columns long, and now we may have 5 to 10 plays on there. So I absolutely agree. So you learn that as a coach, but again, when you can just let them play and learn from that, that's going to help you out in the end, especially if you face pressure, and it gets you out of those sets. So you just got to learn if you can play by just playing basically motion, then in the end, I think it's going to help you.
So we mentioned when we first came on here, you guys are sitting at 4-3 overall. What's kind of your record in the SOC right now?
The SOC, we have not played any league games that started last year when the SOC went to 3 divisions. So we will not start league play until January.
Okay.
So it's kind of different. Not a really big fan of it, but it is what it is.
So what do you guys have over the break? You guys several games? Or?
We will have 2 games. We got a game next Saturday at Southeastern, and then the following Monday with Gallia Academy.
Gotcha. Okay, Coach. Well, we appreciate you coming in here tonight and talking to us, and look forward to hearing back from you later this season.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
When we come back, we will be joined by Waverly girls basketball star Paige and Bryan. back to the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show by SOSA, also sponsored by Glow Fiber. Internet services for tonight's show are provided by Glow Fiber, delivering speeds and reliability to keep up with every need, from streaming and gaming to business demands. Give Glow Fiber a call at 1-833-1-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com. So we are joined here with Waverly Junior girls basketball player Paige O'Brien. And Paige, you know, obviously you're a really good athlete. You know, you play for Coach Bonifield, likes to get up and down the floor. We know you're a standout track athlete also. You've been to the state meet and the 100. You've been there in the long jump. Just talk about how maybe you use some of that athleticism on the basketball floor.
Obviously it allows me to push the floor when I get a rebound, which is, I mean, that's one of my main goals when I'm playing basketball is I try to get rebounds because that's how I know I can impact the game. And so I'll try to go up and get a rebound. And using that speed that I've got from training track, like I've went up to Columbus to train there, I can push the floor, I can see the floor better, I can pass to my teammates to score. Like that just helps me, like not only myself push like the floor, but with everybody else. How,
coming from junior high to high school, it's a big jump, right? Coming into freshman year. Talk about maybe what has changed? How has your game evolved from a freshman to now you're a junior, you're like the standout player? Just talk about maybe how your role has changed and how your game has evolved over these 3 years.
So my freshman year, I was surrounded by really great players, obviously with Bailey Volgamore and Kelly Stewart. Those were big like role models for me. They helped me kind of learn to slow down, control the game. And I feel like learning skills from them two has helped me develop as a player, helped me like with the underclassmen we have now, help them be like better players. I can be a better role model for them. So just they had a big influence on me and just helping to like learn my own game.
So how is it different now? Like now that you're the one teaching them, is it a different feeling?
Yes, it's very different because like I have to learn to control my own emotions because now they look up to me. So I can't get frustrated with them. I can't get upset at myself because they're going to look at that and they're going to be like, oh, she can get frustrated, so I can too. And I can get down on myself because she can. So I have to learn to be positive towards them and positive towards myself just to help them just get through the game.
Are you more of a vocal leader? Or are you more of a leader by example? Or how do you lead?
I'm very much a vocal leader. Like with Karis and Sadie, I'd say they lead by example, but I'm the one that's always talking on the floor. Any game that she comes, like if you come to watch one of our games, you can always hear me. I'm always talking. I'm always trying to encourage my teammates, talk to them, tell them what they did right, what they could do better, just help them. And that's how I feel like I lead.
So you mentioned a couple of your teammates. Who would you say is the funniest teammate that you guys have?
Oh, probably Karis. She is crazy. Her and Jersey's another girl on our team. They are just wild. Some of the loudest people, which you'll never know because if like Karis just got interviewed the other day after the game, she was completely quiet.
Yeah,
but
funny how when the camera's on them, they change.
Oh, I know. But
so you're telling us in the locker room before the game, those are the ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you always have those ones in there.
Mm-hmm.
What's kind of been maybe your most memorable favorite moment so far this season for you guys?
Oh, this season? I don't even know. There's been a lot. I'm trying to think.
Or overall, in your 3 years of high school basketball?
Oh, one of the most memorable moments for me? Oh, gosh, this is embarrassing. It was during freshman year against Minford. The iconic shot clock countdown. I was just a freshman, so got the ball.
They got you, didn't they?
They got me good. About 15 seconds left, half court, just chucked that thing. Did
it go in?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Side of the backboard. It was one of my, not my proudest moment.
We see Coach in the background over here. He's
remember that
shaking his
Oh,
head.
and it was a close game at that point. I got my butt ripped in the locker room. You were like, what are you doing out there? I was just like, sorry.
I'm sure you made up for it.
Yeah. So we were talking to your coach kind of off there a little bit, and we were asking him maybe what his favorite practice drill, and he said the O'Neill drill. And for those of you who don't know what that is, start 2-on-1, shoot with foul shot. You got two girls getting a rebound. They go back 2-on-1, come back 3-on-2, 4-on-3. You always got an advantage one way or the other. What's your favorite practice drill?
Probably I like 11-man which is the one where it's like you have the two people on the outside or whatever pass. It's just basically 3-on-2 the whole time. That one's fun. You can run that for a long time. So I always like that drill.
I always thought that was one of my favorite drills when I was coaching too. It's such a great teaching tool when you have advantages, passing it, cut through, or hitting the trail or whatever.
Plus, you got to communicate. Like everything's involved with it. It's a good drill.
Yeah, it really helps with like learning to push the floor too, which I like that drill a lot.
What describe your coaches. I know he was on here a minute ago, and he just seems like he's a fun coach to play for. He gives you a lot of freedom. Just talk about maybe what you enjoy playing for him and for Waverly.
I love how much trust he has in us players. I feel like that's a big part of just being able to play our game, and that he allows us to do things like. And then him and Mark as well. Mark's a very like logical coach, I'd say. He breaks everything down for us, and just them two working together, it's just an amazing coaching staff to play for. They give you a lot of freedom. They let you be yourself on the court and off the court. So, and our practices are just so fun with them. So I really, really love playing for these coaches.
Yeah, I know Mark. He does a lot like with the AAU basketball and all that stuff, and he's been around the girls' game for a really long time. I know he's a good assistant coach to have around too. So, what any superstitions, pregame rituals, or anything you got going on for you there? And if you have any, and something goes wrong, you change them, or
Well, the one I've started this year is I always have to have my hair braided crazy. Like a girl on my team, Abby, she always does my hair before games. We get there like half an hour early, and she'll just always braid my hair crazy. And if the crazier my hair is braided, the better I play. So that's just something new I've started this year that I think it's fun.
There you go, Coach Hoops. Welcome to girls basketball.
French braid, bubble braid. See, I know a little bit about.
She does all these crossover designs.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I just want our guys to always get a haircut. I mean, some of their hair was so long that they could probably braid it. In fact, I made Blake, my son, he finally got one this week.
I thought it looked like he got a haircut tonight.
And look, he played better too, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Once he listens.
You got any, before we let you go, if you got like any maybe milestones coming up or anything? I know you're averaging about 16, 17 points a game right now. Any goals for yourself for the season, or any milestones you're looking to hit this year?
I want to try to get to 500 rebounds this year. I think I'm pretty close. Next year, I want to try to get my 1,000 points while I'm a senior, which I think is very possible for me. So I just want to keep my averages up, keep pushing towards that.
Okay. Coach, you got anything else?
More pressure. Free throws with no time left, or running in the state track meet.
Oh, running the state track meet. Absolutely.
All right, Paige. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight and talking to us. And I think it's always good, Matt. We always get a chance to talk to some of our local athletes and hear from them, and just get maybe like a player's perspective and stuff. So appreciate you coming in and talking to us, Paige, and wish you the best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this break to the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glowhio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show, and we have another guest for us in studio here tonight. We got Unioto girls basketball coach Jeff Miller, and I was just talking to Coach Bonifield, and obviously you've been the girls coach for a really long time. How long you been there, Coach?
I think this is maybe year 13 or 14. Lost track, I think.
Okay, 13, 14, and then Coach said he'd been there the 16 years, so I had two, obviously very tenured girls coaches in here tonight, so that's always a good thing. And Coach, you guys come in, you guys got a little bit of a break right now, but you guys are sitting at a 7-2 record, and obviously off to a really good start, especially in the SVC play, kind of just taking care of business. But I think the one thing that you've done to help you prepare yourself for tournaments and postseason and stuff like that is you really have a tough non-conference schedule, and I know you guys have a big game, I think the 28th against Parkersburg.
28th,
and, just maybe talk a little bit about, I think you've been off almost, is it going to be 2 weeks in between games?
Yeah, last game was the 14th of December.
Yeah, so how do you handle that 2 weeks off and prepare yourself for a big game like that?
I was concerned about that, Jeran, like a 2-week break, because I don't think I've ever coached with that long of a break. So, honestly, here this last week, we've had our share of practices, but we did like 2, then take a day off. 2 practices, take a day off. Now the one thing that has been nice is, without any games, you really feel like you can kind of go pretty daggone hard in practice. So that's one advantage is that the days we are practicing, it's been pretty intense, pretty hard. But it's a situation too where these are teenage girls. Over the break when you're not playing, I think sometimes it's just as productive to give a day off as it is to be in the gym. So,
yeah, I think the one thing that goes along with that too is I was talking to Coach Kite from Vinton County at school earlier today. Like he's battling some injuries and stuff like that. It's good to give a day off to your kids or whatever, maybe help heal and stuff like that. So, Coach, I know you were getting ready to jump in there.
I walked through the gym the other day and you guys were basically just playing each other. Is that something that you tried to do maybe these last couple of days?
Yeah. Well, we have went little scrimmage stuff just to keep it going as far as play, and the 2-week break also allows you
to really fine tune some things that you've seen, in your first part of the season, some mistakes you've made or some weaknesses that you've got that you can really start to fine tune and zone in on those things as well.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good opportunity to maybe add a few out of bounds plays or, work on maybe time and score situations and that type of stuff too. And, I know some of these big games you've played here in like the holiday classics and stuff like that. You've played some really good teams, right? You played some fantastic teams.
Yeah.
I think one of them was ranked like 13th in the country or something like that.
12th in the country at the time. So
and I know why you're doing it, right? You've got obviously Miley Smith. She's going D1, and I'll let you talk about this here a little bit more. But Maya Hamilton, she got a D1 offer the other day. But it's really it's kind of eye opening and creating some exposure for Kiera Beard, for Charlotte Dennis and Maggie Holbert, to get those other girls, maybe they're just coming up to varsity, to get them to play top level competition.
Yeah, and that was one of the things. It's I don't know, it's kind of a catch-22 type of situation where you want to put your kid in these events with the exposure that need it, but yet you don't want to overwhelm some of the other ones. That maybe aren't quite skilled enough to play in those types of games, but the one thing I've noticed is, when we went to some of these, it's really helped out everybody. The kids who have the desire to go on and play at the next level, they're starting to see what it's really like. And then those kids who, aren't, kind of coming off the bench type role players, they really have elevated their game because of the competition level that they're out there against. So I think we've benefited from it in multiple ways.
That was one of the things I was going to say is, do you notice other girls basically stepping up their game? And it may not be pretty at first, but then once they get comfortable in that, you're going to see a different a game out of them probably the next time you play as the first time you played in one of these. I just think that's huge.
You're right, Matt. And even a couple of girls have made the comment, like at times, you go play at Purcell Marion, who's ranked 12th in the country, and they've got 6 or 7 Division I athletes. The girls have even made comments like when they've been back, it seems like the game has slowed down. It just slows down for them a little bit compared to what that style is. So that's been nice for them too.
Yeah, and I think the one thing when you played Waterford there a couple weeks ago, when I was watching that on the stream, the first half it looked like the Dennis girl struggled with the big girl, and I think you made an adjustment. You put Miley on her, but then you go into the second half, you put Charlotte back on her, and I thought she did a much better job on her in the second half. It's just one of those things where you experience it, you make some adjustments, and that's probably what you're really looking to see.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And with Charlotte in that game, I can remember her coming to the bench, and she said, Coach, I'm having a hard time guarding her. I said, Charlotte, it's okay. You're talking about an 18-year-old senior who's going to play Division I basketball, and you're a 14-year-old freshman. There's going to be growth, throughout
Didn't
this
guard
process.
any of those in 8th grade.
No. There was nobody in SVC 8th grade that was 6'5". So,
Coach, what's a couple of your favorite practice drills? I know you've been doing this for a long time, and you probably have a whole different practice drill sheet now from when you first started, and it's kind of evolved. And
yeah, I think I don't really have a certain drill that I like so much that it stands out from others. As a player, I just wanted to go shoot. Just put me in some shooting drills, and that was good. We were good. As a coach, though, I really don't have a certain drill. Obviously, a lot of our drills are geared towards the style we play. So, like a lot of our defensive drills are a lot of trapping, rotating type drills. A lot of our offensive things are pushing the ball up the court, filling lanes, things like that. I think it was Paige maybe was talking about, the fast break drills and stuff like that. We obviously do a lot of that kind of stuff just because that's the style we play.
Well, I can tell you this. I played for the same coach he did. I don't know if we ever even had shooting drills, did we?
No, we didn't have shooting drills. There was a few practices we didn't even have balls.
Well, that's a fact, too. And then you played with Combs, and I played with Fountain Cruz. There were some practices where I didn't get any shots in either.
No.
Not even in the flow of the practice.
No, you're exactly right. I took a picture the other night. This is good. I took a picture the other night. It was during the junior high boys game. Standing out at half court was Jeran, Mike Strasball. They were the two refs. Matt Combs was standing there as the AD, and I was in the stands. And I kind of snapped a picture of him. I went down to tell him there was about 5,000 points scored between the three of them, and Strauss decided to tell me, and about 9,000 shots taken. So
Yeah. You wouldn't have got an equal share of that ball.
Oh shoot, yeah, that was funny. You know, I remember, like, obviously you guys play for Coach Lovely too, and I know when I was at Zane Tracy, we always had certain stuff that we practiced. We called them Unioto drills. Like, you know, when you guys like to trap, you know, whether it's strong side, we practice on maybe curling up behind the defense or sliding up to give that outlet pass. And when it was Unioto week, you knew it was coming. It was every day, and you know, it's just.
And then we had to guard the shuffle every day in practice, and it was just
How'd you like
miserable.
guarding the shuffle?
Oh, for about the first 4 or 5 passes, it wasn't too bad. After that, I was ready to go to the other end, you know. I'm like, just let him get 2 so we can go down and shoot a 3.
or put us in 3 so we can play 1-3-1. They can't run the shuffle.
Yeah,
that was the way to solve that.
Exactly. You know, it is kind of interesting now that you know, my assistant, Coach Beard, played for Gary.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times that we talk about situation. It's like, hey, you know, when we were doing this, preparing for Zane Trace in 1996, then, you know, he'd come back and be like, well, let me tell you what we did to So we've been able to kind of share some of those drills.
It's just, I mean, it's crazy. Like, and just to see how that relationship's evolved, and, like, you know, he's here, and, like, you know, in 96, you'd walk past each other down the street and wouldn't even say hi, and now he's on your staff. It's just, it's crazy what the game of basketball can do, and, you know, what sport does for so many people, and it's just a really good thing.
Yep, no doubt about it. It is just so much different. Like, yeah, I remember, I'm going back in time now. I don't know what you're older than me, and so you probably would have been in college, but the old ICQ, you know, Brandon Dunn. I remember him talking.
Oh, that was a chat or something.
Yeah. It was like before the AOL Instant Messenger or whatever. But, man, that whole week leading up to the game, he was.
I think that ICQ that thing was like, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. I got it. Yep.
I don't know where
I
we
think
got.
I was in my 40s when that came out.
Yeah, it took me the longest time to realize what they were saying. ICQ. I was like, you see what?
Yeah.
But it was the letters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Times
this
have changed.
conversation's
Times have
gone.
changed. I don't know. We went down a road.
Basketball, but, Coach, you got anything you want to add before we get off here with Coach Miller?
No, I mean, just, you know, obviously a good start. I think your schedule's set up for you guys to have some tournament success, and obviously a lot of your players have went to the Sweet 16 or the district finals the last couple years, and the core that's back. You know, you get Maya back healthy. You know, she just just got a Division I offer, and you know, just maybe talk a little bit about that, Maya's return and her.
You know, Maya's a kid last year, 3/4 of the way through the season, was getting a lot of D1 interest, and that was, you know, that's the kid. That's her goal, was to play Division I basketball. Unfortunately, she goes down with the knee injury, and, you know, I don't want to say the Division I's backed off, but it was basically like, well, we're going to have to hold off until next year to see, you know, where she is as far as injury wise, and you know, obviously she's still probably not at 100%, but she did. She took a visit this past weekend up to Connecticut, not, you know, UConn, but Central Connecticut State, and they offered her, and she went ahead and accepted it, and so, you know, she'll sign that paper here probably this week maybe, and just super, super happy for her to fulfill, you know, a goal that she set as a young kid, and to have that opportunity, you know, to leave Ross County and go play Division I basketball. So.
Yeah, good for her. That's pretty awesome. Anytime you get D1 athletes from this area, that's something special.
Well, and it's also cool to see a girl, you know, work for something. Like, that's what she wanted to do. She put the work in, and she's being rewarded for it. So it's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming in tonight and taking time out of your Friday night to talk to us. And you guys got a pretty big game coming up here against Parkersburg on December 28th. And wish you the best of luck then and the rest of the season.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, man.
We'll be right back after this break on the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show.
Welcome back to the Haynes Total Healthcare Basketball Coaches Call-In Show by Sosa. We're going to go over some scores here on the North Fork Animal Clinic score page. Tonight we had Unioto 48, Notre Dame 36, Piketon 51, Adina 47, Paint Valley 63, Huntington 60, Southeastern 63, Westfall 58, Jackson 58, Hillsboro 42, Waverly 64, Meigs 57, South Webster 72, Federal Hawken 39, Fairland 50, Russell, Kentucky 38, Spring Valley 72, Portsmouth 44, Oak Hill 59, Green 42, Sims Valley 76, East 38, North Adams 63, Peebles 54, Lynchburg Clay 59, West Union 51, Fayetteville over Peebles 51-47, White Oak 51, Manchester 44, Amanda Clear Creek 46, Logan Elm 43, Bloom Carroll 58, Liberty Union 46, Bishop Watterson over Fairfield Union 61-44, Waterford 65, Wellston 53, Meigs 86, Belfry 57. Girls scores: Ironton 56, Notre Dame 32, South Point Value, we don't have a score for that yet, and I believe that's all we have on the board.
Yeah, I think, we're mostly looking at, SVC scores right now, but, I thought, not that I would call it like an upset, but, that's a big win by Southeastern tonight. Holding court there at Southeastern, getting a 63-58 win over Westfall. Westfall obviously had the big win against Unioto last week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that way. You've got to protect your home court, I think, in this league this year. So far, it seems that most teams have done that, with Unioto winning tonight on their home court. Last week, you talked about Westfall holding serve against Unioto up there, and then Southeastern tonight, knocking off Westfall at home. So, you got to win at home. You can steal some on the road. You'll give yourself a chance, but I think that's kind of the way this league is going to shape up.
Yeah, I got the chance to talk to Coach Alley a little bit tonight, kind of before his game, and I was asking him kind of what he thought about it, and we're hoping to get him on the air here later. But he said, I don't know. He said, we've played 8 games this year, and I've had 5 different leading scorers, and that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing if they're all off. And it looks like tonight, obviously, that was a good thing. Southeastern's a tough place to win at.
It is.
And he's got some of his good guards back, and he just. I think it's been 10 years since they've had a winning record. I think
it's longer than that.
No, 2014, 2015.
Well, you would know.
Yeah, 2014, 2015. I think we went 15-8, and then the next year we had a losing record, and then the following year is when they won like 4 games in the regular season.
Made a run.
But they got to the regionals
Right.
with Lane Ruby as a freshman.
Yep, that's
So
impressive.
it's been a long time. I think he said it's been basically that long since they've had 9 wins in a year. So he's looks like he's doing a really good job of turning things around out there. And if you know Coach Alley, he's old school and hardcore, and it's probably a little bit of an adjustment for those kids, but he's going to get it done. So I think we have Fairland boys basketball coach Nathan Speed on the line. On the Edward Coaches call-in hotline. Coach, are you out there?
I'm here.
Coach, first of all, congratulations. I think, earlier this week you became the winningest coach in Fairland boys basketball history. I believe it was 322 wins, and then tonight you got another big win, and I believe that puts you at 323. Is that right?
324.
324. Yes. Okay, I was off by 1. My bad. My apologies.
Good. You're good.
So, obviously.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Obviously you guys are off to a really good start this year. 6-0 and a big win tonight against Russell, Kentucky by about, I think it was 13 points. Just talk to us a little bit about your team, leading up to this point. We haven't talked to you this year. Just talk about your team in general, and then, after you talk about maybe the season you've had, just about tonight's game for us.
I think, so far we've got off to a good start. I think we're playing really well defensively. Season, Offensively, still kind of sporadic. There's a lot we could do to clean up what we're doing offensively, but our effort has been good in all of our games. Tonight, they were a lot bigger, more physical than us. I felt like we did a good job of rebounding, especially getting them off the board in their second chance opportunities. Them out of the paint pretty well. That was a big emphasis. They like to get to the paint and attack. And I like we did a good job limiting their touches tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you give up 39 points, and as I kind of was looking at your guys' schedule and scores a little bit, it seems like defense has been a pretty good theme for you this year. Not giving up very many points, and when you hold a team to 39 like you do tonight, it's almost hard to lose, right? So talk to us a little bit about what you do defensively, man-to-man, zone, pressure. Just talk to us what your kind of philosophy is.
We play man-to-man mostly. We set up every once in a while. We'll go a little bit of zone, but mostly it's the man, and it's different depending on the matchup who we have to guard. The other teams play. They do what they do offensively. We just try to get them out of rhythm of do make them uncomfortable offensively. And just really comes down to two that we've done a really good job of rebounding the ball and limiting chance opportunity.
Hey, Coach, it's good to talk to you this way instead of last time I talked to you. I think it was you guys beat us about a year ago. So congratulations on the all the wins. You've done a great job with it. But are you guys still pushing the ball off of misses like you typically do? Is that still kind of the personnel you guys have, and do you have some depth kind of to go with that?
Yeah, we've been playing about some guys. Our 5 gets to the minutes, but our first 5 most of the minutes. But we try to attack when we can, and that's what I was talking about earlier. We've got to be better in transition. We're still missing opportunities we should be taking advantage of. But once we get to our half court offense, we're really taking care of the basketball. We haven't turned it over a lot.
Coach, I know you've been down there for a while, obviously getting all these wins, and it just seems like year after year you guys are always competing for not just OVC championships, but it seems like you guys are always down at the Convo. What's maybe one or two like staples of your program that is vital to your guys' success here recently?
Well, I think the scheduling that we do, try to see as many teams in different areas, different styles that we can throughout the season, and try to get different showcases. We travel a bit to play. I think that helps us see different styles and teams, that can prepare for the tournament. And, we've always be really the mental defensive. We always get a lot of steals, but, we focus more on just getting stops and, keeping people out of paint, trying to be disruptive on defense to take them out of their offense.
Yeah, Coach, what do you guys have coming up over the break? A lot of games, take some time off. How's that going to work out?
Tonight we play again on the 28th at Alexander. Their shootout, play against Warren, a tough game. And then that next week we get right back to the OVC. I think it's Gallia Portsmouth Island on that next week. So be a tough matchup Saturday, and then following week it's back to conference play.
Yeah, there's some people in Southern Ohio, Coach, that say maybe basketball was invented in Warren with Coach Blaine Maddox down there. Yeah, seems like he's been down there forever, and they're always a really good team and a program, and I know he does I think, I don't know if it's called advanced PE or whatever it is, right? But he has all his players in weightlifting. They're always very physical, very strong. And I think it's one of those things that you were just talking about. You try to expose yourself to different styles of play. And, I think that's the one thing. You're not really afraid to go play anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, always. We've always wanted to play the best. I mean, you've got to do that to try to be best. We've never felt like we've scheduled down. We've struggled, and whoever top that year we schedule, or get in a showcase somewhere that's always a good matchup and things like that.
Do you? I need to ask this. I know obviously your boys have had a lot of success, and obviously your girls been on quite a run here too. Do you and Coach Buchanan, do you guys ever compete against each other, like who gets the most wins in a year or anything like that?
No, we don't. We do talk. It's hard because it's almost like I'll talk more to John out of basketball, but we're both so busy. You go to school, you're practice, and then you're film or scouting, you're doing whatever. And we talk from time to time as we pass each other in the gym, but I more so now that Brody's there the past 4 years, we've had a chance to talk more, things like that. But no, it's good. It's good to get another coach's perspective. Sometimes we'll talk about things that they're doing, we're doing, and it helps out a lot.
I agree. I know when I did it for however long I did. I was always bouncing things off Coach Miller, and the same thing. It's just good to when you have a girls program like you guys have and like Unioto has. It's good to get another coach's perspective, especially with what they're doing is working. So keep up the good work, Coach, and we look forward to talking to you down the line.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I appreciate it for having me on.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, they've been on quite a run. I know when I was coaching boys at Southeastern, we ran into them at the Convo, and we were up 12-13 at half. I was feeling really good about it, and things didn't go so well the second half.
I just feel like all Fairland teams almost have like a different gear. Mm-hmm. Their motor never stops. They play at a high level, a fast pace, and even if it's not going their way, they don't stop doing what they do. And they really believe in it. And you asked about the staple of, what's some of the things that have led them to be successful. I think you got to start with Coach Speed, like him being there so long and building that trust in his program, and his players play hard for him, and all the results, they speak for themselves.
Yeah, I feel like we're starting to get a theme every week here, Coach. Like last week, it was like making shots, right? Well, this week, we've talked to Coach Bono. Well, I'm not going to go tempo. I'm going to go Coach Bonifield, Coach Miller.
Tenure. Yeah, they've been there.
And now Coach Speed, and all three of those guys, they've been there forever, it seems like. And I think there's something to that. Like, it just seems like nowadays, you'll see a coach be at a school for 2, 3, 4 years, and we're going to change it up. And,
right.
And I think, you were at Unioto for a long time too. It's important to have that continuity, right? So that the kids know you, they know what to expect. If you're successful, the kids, they get really excited about it when they're younger, and it's just important.
It is, and I think that has to go back to the administration at all of those schools. Because I'm sure that I know for me starting out, I think we won 8 games in 3 years. But if they're willing to stick with a coach and kind of see their plan, it's huge, because it allows you to build the program and stay for several years.
Absolutely. Well, the next coach we have on the Edward Jones Coaches Call-In Hotline is Coach Shania Massie from Greenfield High School, the girls basketball coach. Coach, you out there?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. Coach, thank you for taking the time to talk to us tonight. I know you're busy and you got some things going on, but we wanted to make sure we had a chance to talk to you. You guys had a really big league win against Miami Trace there the other day, and we wanted to give you a chance to talk about that and the start that you guys are off to this year with a 10-1 record.
Yeah, actually, going to Hillsboro tomorrow. And, we've started really well. FAC, we've won. And it's a chance tomorrow to beat Hillsboro. Hopefully come out on top. Other than that, my girls are giving all they've got. They're doing everything that I've asked of them. They're following out very well. They're just a well team. They're sticking to the positive communication. That's one of the things that we've been working on. And I think they're executing that well, playing as one. And we're not really focusing on just one player. We have multiple players that are willing to score, and that's what makes us a great team when we have multiple score people.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing as I was looking at your guys' score there earlier. It seems like you guys have won an awful lot of close games. Is that something you work on a lot in practice, like time and score, like up by 2 with a minute left, this is what we're trying to do, things like that. Is that something you guys work on practice a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, no. We do some very minimal. That's more or less basketball I do and, time situation scenarios. We're doing if we're up, things like that. We don't really work on it too much. Where like a great big focus, we should probably work on it a little more. But I think the biggest thing is for timeouts. My girls are so focused in on what I'm trying to tell them. One of the big things that make sure that eye contact with me or in our hub, focusing and listening to the outside crew. Because I think one of the biggest things in a game, making sure what I say in a hub, they go on and able to apply that.
Coach, if I heard Jeran right, you guys are 10-1. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
11 games, and you say you play Hillsboro tomorrow?
Yes.
12. So, do you guys play it all over the break? I mean, that's 12 games in basically the month of December. That's unheard of, and obviously it's fun to do when you're winning, but man, that's a lot of games early on.
Right. Yeah. We actually do not play over break. We don't resume until January 8th, and it's against Logan Elm, and we're actually seeing that. We're gonna have a little bit of time to recover within those 2 weeks. But yeah, we've played a lot of games, and my girls have adjusted well to that with this busy of a season. But like I said, we're gonna have a lot of time, keep them in action, get them in the weight room, and just focus on what we're doing this season.
Yeah, and I think the one thing, is when you guys start back up January 8th, you're gonna have a lot of practices. What's some of the things maybe you kind of have in the back of your mind, or you're planning to, maybe keep practices fresh and, not get repetitive and stuff?
I think honestly our biggest thing is communication, and I'm going to continue to say that communication, positivity. If you have a negative person, if you have bad body language, I feel like that's kind of like a chain of command. It's just one person that's going down. I'm not really working on anything in particular just yet. Break, obviously, just put it in shape. We're going to look at Elm, and I'm going to be completely honest. We kind of go game. We don't really work ahead, and that's just, playing so much. We play Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, so we really have the 2 days to prepare for a single team. So I'll say Hillsboro. We play Wednesday, so we've worked on Hillsboro Friday. And that's just something that we've been to this season. Other than that, I don't have anything actually that we're going to be working on specific. I would just say a lot of shots up, continue what we're doing, and become a better defensive team.
Okay, Coach. Well, we know you're busy tonight, and we just wanted to get a chance to talk to you. You guys obviously are off to a phenomenal start, and we haven't heard from you this year. We wanted to see what was going on with the Lady Tigers. You guys are off to a good start, so we appreciate you taking 5 to 10 minutes here and talking to us, and we look forward to hearing back from you later this season.
I appreciate you guys calling in.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the Haynes Total Healthcare Basketball Coaches Call-In Show.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo-Hio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Welcome back to the Haynes Total Healthcare Basketball Coaches Call-In Show. I'm Jeran Cox. Alongside me tonight is Matt Hoops and Christian Spradlin across from us. And I think we're going to have another coach here soon on the Edward Jones Coaches Hotline. So we, I don't know, Matt. I mean, it's been an interesting night here. We talked to some good coaches, but we're getting that time of the year. It's around Christmas time, and it's almost to the point where, as a coach or as a team, as a fan, community, whatever, it's almost time you're either going to get better and start peaking at the right time here going into January, or you're going to kind of maybe level off or maybe decline a little bit. And I almost call it like over the holidays is almost like moving time.
Make or break.
Yes.
You know, I think one of the things that I've started to see is you start to see your fall sport athletes start to become basketball players again. And it's a transition period. You can ask any of them, especially football players. It does take some time, and I think you're starting to see those kinks kind of get worked out, and it's improving some teams. And like you said, the holidays is kind of a time to sit back and reflect on what you've done so far and what you have in front of you and kind of the path that you're going to take.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things where I just straight up ask you, just being a former football coach too, how long does it take for a football player to get a shot back? It's tough.
You got to think about, I can remember as a player myself that you didn't feel normal until probably January, just because you felt like someone was going to hit you at any point. And, you got to, from a coach's standpoint, you have to have a little bit of almost a grace period with these guys are going to be a little bit rusty. And, but typically a lot of times you're better athletes. So you've got to have them out there, but you kind of just have to be patient with them. But I would say now, is the trend toward a basketball player is starting to be more the focus for those guys. And, it takes every bit of 4, 5, 6 weeks, I think, to get it completely out of you.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I do believe we have our next coach on the line. We've got Southeastern boys basketball coach Bryan Alley joining us on the Edward Jones Coaches Hotline. Coach, you out there?
Yes.
Coach, we just kind of got a report that you guys just fell short just by a couple baskets there tonight, 68-63, and sounded like your Panthers put up a really good fight and just wasn't able to pull it off there at the end.
Yeah, it was a physical game. It was a great game to watch from a fan's perspective. Teams played really, really hard, and it just came down to where, with some critical throws, we've been shooting around 73% for a game. Tonight we only shot 62. And, I talked to him after the game about it's one thing 20 and missing a few throws here and there compared to when you're in a tight game and you miss them, because then they get amplified. So, there's little things that we work on. But, yeah, it was down to a point game, and we pressed on, and they threw it to us, but right through our hands and back into one of their hands, and we ended up fouling. They do free throws. And that's kind of how it went there about the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I know I got to talk to you there a couple minutes before your game tonight. And, we were talking about how you guys had played 8 games and you had 5 different leading scorers in those 8 games, and how it can be a good thing or it could be a bad thing too. And it sounds like tonight that you possibly had some good balance, being able to put up 63 points. Is that what it was? Just good balance across the board for you?
Yeah, Williams led us with 16. Ben Strasball had 15. Carter Fisher had 14.
What was the key for you offensively to put up that many points tonight? Was there a certain matchup that you liked, maybe inside, or maybe certain types of actions on your offense, or just kind of talk to us about what your strategy was tonight?
Well, Lane is our catalyst, and Lane's very hard to hurt. I mean, he's not very super athletic, but he's extremely nifty and crafty. And he was able to get downhill and was able to kick people, or he got the basket himself, and that's how we get a lot of our offense.
Coach, I know you guys played a little bit of the zone this year, and I saw Westfall firsthand last Friday against Unioto just shoot the lights out of it. Were you able to stick with that zone, or did you try to guard a man tonight? How'd that play out for you guys?
We played straight man from just because they have so many point shooters. And it's a double-edged sword. Playing man-to-man, they've got the Ray kid, the big kid that are really athletic and really good at one-on-one basketball. They are difficult to guard. And they were matchup problems with us, as one had 22 and the other had 19. We did what we thought we had to do, and we played a man the whole night.
Yeah, and I respect that. I think it's a thing like Well, when you play a team like Westfall that, you got a couple really good, like, one-on-one players and stuff like that, when you play man, it may hurt you a little bit guarding them, but if you play zone and you're not out extending it, all of a sudden maybe you have a couple other guys for Westfall hit a couple threes that normally don't because they're wide open, and that kind of balances their scoring out, makes them a little bit tougher to guard also.
Yeah, and I feel I much rather trade twos than I would threes and twos. We're going to play, and then that way maybe match score for sure that way.
Yeah. So, we were talking too about, it'd been a while since maybe Southeastern had got to 9 wins or even had a winning season. And here we are, just before Christmas, you guys already got 6 wins. And, tonight you were right there, and, you don't really have much time to feel bad for yourself tonight. Your team don't have time to feel bad for them because you guys, it looks like travel to Amanda tomorrow night. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah. So, and I think that's a game where you guys can compete. And I really feel like, Coach, it's the one thing it just seems like you've been right there, right? Like you played Zane Trace tough. I know the final score ended up 15. We were talking about how that game was a lot closer. A 5-point loss tonight, and I almost feel like with the Panthers this year, it's one of those things where if you get one of those big wins, it could just kind of be like a light bulb moment, like something just clicks for you guys, and maybe you take off. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yes. One thing Mike will always do is play hard. When teams play us, know that they're going to be our best game when they play us. And if we can just get that one extra basket, that, extra free throw to put the hump with one of the top teams, well, being a coach, that can propel you even further.
Yeah, Coach, back-to-back is always tough, especially when you lose that Friday night when especially when, you go non-league tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Is there any, secret or whatever you're going to tell your guys? I used to like to always tell our guys when we play non-league games, it's basically a tournament game because, when seeding comes down, you want to have as many possible wins as you can get. And it's just you got to get them back in the right frame of mind. So, obviously, you probably get them in the gym tomorrow and go over Amanda. And how are you guys prepared for that?
Yeah, we're coming in tomorrow, watch a little film. And, I told them tonight, I said the nice thing about Saturday game, you get a chance to get Friday's taste out of your mouth. So, tomorrow we'll have to strap and play a very good Amanda team who beat Elm tonight, it looks like. We'll have hands full again tomorrow.
What else you guys got coming up over the break here, Coach?
We go to Waverly next Friday and home on Saturday with Houston.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to call in and talk tonight, and always like having you on here and talking to you and hearing how the Panthers are doing. And I think you guys are definitely moving in the right direction. You just need that one big win to help propel you guys and get you on a big win streak. So,
well, I appreciate it. I think we're heading in the direction.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I know you've been there before too, and you need that one win. I remember, like, when I first became a head coach for the Dina girls, the summer before, we were at some big shootout, and I saw Doug Hale there, right? And said, Doug, what's the secret? How do I get my girls to believe, we can do this, we can do that? He says, you just got to keep telling them. He said, and then one day you'll win a big one, and
yeah,
it just clicks.
And as well as I do, you have to have players.
Yes.
When you have good players, which Coach Alley does, and those guys have been in the system for a long time, and they know how to win. I believe it's going to happen sooner than later.
It is. He's got those kids that, they've kind of been in the program for 3-4 years now, played varsity and JV because they played when they were young. Of course, you coached against them, so you know that. And it's almost time to turn the corner. Right. It's time to turn the corner. So they're right there. So, okay, I think the next coach we got on the line, the Edward Edward Jones Coaches Hotline is Piketon girls basketball coach Jason Taylor. Coach, you out there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you, Jeran?
Good. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good.
Good. So, we were just kind of sitting here looking at your record and scores and stuff a little bit ago, and looks like you guys are having a pretty solid season, 5-4, and I got to watch you guys a little bit on a live stream there a couple weeks ago. Played Unioto, and you guys held your own there for that first quarter, almost really second into like halfway through the second quarter, and I saw a lot of good things about your team, and I know this is the first time we've had a chance to talk to you, and I was just going to give you a chance to maybe talk about your team and some of your players and stuff like that here.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a great thing for the group to talk about. And, we're a semi-young team. We got some seniors, but overall we played 2 seniors and 3 sophomores. Then bring another senior and a couple sophomores on the bench plus a freshman. Layla Kelly, she's just a special player, shooter, and great floor leader. Jalen Forbes, Danny Ritt, Gabriel Johnson. We're not a physically imposed kind of team. We don't really beat our size, but we're hard oriented. We try to knock the threes. We put full court pressure, outward pressure. We just try to game up tempo and wear team out overall.
Yeah, Coach. You got you're 5-4 now. What do you guys have coming up over the break?
Actually, we just beat Northwest last night, 6-4.
There you go.
We're off until next Saturday, the 28th. We got Western, so we're going to let the girls enjoy Christmas. And we told them, listen, it's just a game. You're still kids. Enjoy it. Be with your family. Do whatever you do. So, we're just having fun, and that's what we tell the kids. Listen, it's play the game, have fun, and just enjoy the time.
I think the one thing, Coach, about just having fun is winning, right?
Yeah, winning's fun.
Winning is very fun, right? I just read some really like inspirational quote there. I think it was yesterday or something like, you have to fight every fight, but you don't have to win every fight, right? And so like
exactly,
you're going to give your best effort, and it sounds like that's what your kids are doing, and. I think the one thing that makes it more fun and kind of builds some camaraderie among your teammates and stuff is just you guys won a couple close games this year, and just talk about maybe how winning some of those close games it gives your kids a big boost in confidence, whereas one basket going the other way and it's a whole different story.
Well, I agree. I mean, Unioto obviously is head and shoulders right now above any SBC, but after that, it's every night's a battle. Went to Huntington, lost by 5, and went to Adena and won. So I mean, it's the first time I can't remember the last time Piketon won a game at Adena. We had a close game a couple of years ago. We dropped, but it's been a while. We've won up there. The league's just tight. So tell girls, and just getting them to understand. Sometimes I don't know how we win. Just win. I don't care if it's pretty ugly or whatever it is. Just win, and they're starting to buy into it. It's to watch.
What's obviously we'll just kind of exclude Unioto from the picture right now. But like, what's the one thing about Piketon that maybe you would say separates you from the other 6 schools in the SVC that you're going up against?
Well, I'm sure every coach out there just, everybody needs to be a threat, but we've got 4, 5, 6 girls to put the ball in the hole. We can drive, penetrate, push at the rim, and our intensity down the court on defense, full court, half court, trapping. I mean, I told the girls, listen, we're not a big team, so we've got aggressive on defense, and they're starting to really buy into it. They believe in it. It just wears teams down. Anytime you make a guard, and you guys both been around the game a long time, anytime you make guards hand the ball full court, it wears them down.
It does. And you talked about defensively, Coach. Not with a lack of size, it's got to be an emphasis on finishing the possession defensively with a rebound. and then that leads to you guys being able to use your athleticism and get out and transition. So you guys are, 6 wins, and you're doing it the right way, and it's got to be a lot of fun.
Well, it is. I mean, and they're good kids. That's the great part of it. It's fun to coach great kids, and they're all good kids. Enjoy doing it. It's just fun.
Your pressure, Coach, your full court pressure. Man-to-man, trapping, man-to-man trapping, man-to-man pressing, diamond press, 3/4 court diamond, box press. What kind of pressure are you talking about?
I mean, it's man-to-man, run and jump.
Okay.
We've got a 2-1, but we really just mostly run full court, run and jump, man-to-man. And when we go half court, we make sure somebody's up pressuring the ball as it's coming up. We don't always deny the wings, but sometimes we just mix it up. No matter what level, anytime an offense has to get the ball and they're not sure what defense you're going to be doing, it makes them think and sit down. And that's what we want. We want to, sit back and think, and it allows us to really, get at it.
Sounds like the old 300 here is me.
That's what I said. 300 and run and jump. I know. You guys called it 300. We called it 31 or 32, but it's all the same thing. It's weird how you have different names for it, but it's all the same.
Chaos.
That's it.
Right. Create chaos and just let it fall.
That was one of my favorite presses to teach. Like, you get 3-on-3, 4-on-4, whether you go strong side or maybe you add a backside deep. And, I used to, I never did this, but I always used the analogy, like if Coach Hoops is up there guarding somebody like on the first line or whatever, and I'm guarding the girl and the back, it's like you got a string attached to you. When he goes to trap, he's pulling you right up to that next man and looking for that pickoff pass. And that's really where you're able to create, some easy baskets and easy offense for you guys. But
it's funny you said pull the string, because Coach Kelly, my assistant coach, says the same thing. Every time the girl moves in front of you, she's pulling you where you should be.
There you go. That's
it's right. It's right.
It is. Really, it's not hard. I mean, it all boils down. It's not rocket science. And our girls are good at it. They recognize and react to it. And that's what we're telling them. We want robots. We want aggressive players.
What's your favorite drill in practice, Coach?
Jam the cutter and box out drills. I mean, we emphasize defense.
Yeah. I always
do the girls like that, Coach, when they have to jam the cutter and then box out?
No. You don't always coach for what they like.
That's right. You're in charge. You know what's going on.
I used to tell my girls, and that was defense was our number one thing when I was coaching girls, but say it's okay to get a foul early in the game if you're jamming a cutter bumper. I'm not saying intentionally foul her, but hit her hard. She won't want to come back in there, right?
You've got to set the tone early.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Tempo and just get aggressive.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you taking your time here on late this Friday night, almost 11 o'clock here, and talking to us.
Yeah, I had to keep the call of the boys' game, so I didn't get home till a little bit later.
Yeah, I saw they came out with a pretty good win tonight. I think over Adina, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, good for them. So, but we appreciate you talking to us tonight, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you later in the season and catch back up with you and see how the lady
registration. You guys having
doing.
us on. I mean, I really do appreciate it.
Keep it up, Coach.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break here on the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show, and when we come back, we may have one more coach, and then we'll wrap it up for the evening.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glow Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
Welcome back to the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show. For a variety of healthcare needs, including chiropractic services, physical therapy, nutritional guidance, dry needling, stretch rehab, corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, and more, turn to Haynes Total Healthcare Center at One Health Drive in Chillicothe or call 740-772-5957 or visit Haynes Total Healthcare online at hayneshealth.com. So as we are preparing to wrap up this show tonight, Coach, now what's maybe one big takeaway you took from tonight?
Well, not to sound biased or anything, but I think you have to talk about the Unioto win against St. Trace tonight. We talked earlier about, that's throw the records out the window when those two teams play. Just, a lot of times it's a meaningful game because of the programs have always, been pretty solid, and tonight was no different. Wasn't the prettiest game to watch, but, both teams stepped up and made plays when they had to, and Unioto just was able to make a few more. It was just, I think that was a huge win. It was a must win.
Yeah,
for
absolutely
Unioto.
was.
Yeah.
With Westfall winning tonight, it creates that three-way tie at top of the SVC here as we enter Christmas break. So I think the one interesting thing about the schedule as it plays out here going to the second round of the SVC when we get there is Westfall has to travel to Unioto and to St. Trace. So it's going to be a tougher road for Westfall, I think, to maybe compete for that SBC championship, but they definitely have the talent to do so.
And on the flip side of that, Zane Trace gets Unioto and Westfall both at home.
Yes.
So, and they get Landon Gerald back.
Yeah, he should be back here in a few weeks. So, I noticed tonight there was no cast on his wrist.
You know, I saw him shooting a little bit during the JV game. It looks like he's, you know, moving along well, which we're happy for him. You know, he's a great kid, and you don't want to see him miss any games, but, you know, he'll be back, and that'll make Zane Trace that much better.
This is kind of off. We didn't prepare for this. I'm going to ask you a question. How do you handle bringing Gerald back? Because, you know, Zane Trace lost tonight, but you take that before tonight, they were undefeated, right? But obviously he was their number one man last year. So how do you handle that?
I think that you have to make it a positive thing. And, you know, those guys are old enough and mature enough at Zane Trace to know that they're going to welcome me back with open arms. But you have to understand, no matter how good he is, there's going to be an adjustment period. And you just have to understand that as a coach and as a player. You know, it's going to take a little bit of time for us to gel a different way. I think the one bonus and the benefit to Zane Trace is they are 6-0, 6-1 now, but they've been getting a lot of production from a lot of different players that haven't had to do that at the varsity level, other than probably Landon Robinson. I know Gunner played a little bit last year and is off to a great start. The Stewart kids having an outstanding season. And now you bring LJ back into that mix, it makes them really dangerous.
Yeah, it really does. So, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in and watching us, and you know, we encourage any coaches or athletes, if you want to be part of our show, if you want to come in here and be on the video, you can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Coach Hoops, Coach Christian Spradlin over there coaching us up, and you can just reach out to Sosa, whether it's on X, Facebook, or whatever, and we'll try to get you scheduled to come on here, and we'd love to have more coaches and more athletes. So
I think we're going to take next Friday off, right? And we'll be back on the air January 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, we're taking next Friday off for Christmas, and we'll be back January 3rd. So for Christian Spradlin, Matt Hoops, and myself, Jeran Cox, thank you for tuning in to the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show tonight. See you on January 3rd.